Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all doing very well this morning. Today, we're continuing the story of Joseph. Now, what can you remember of last week? Well, last week we spoke about the dreams, very strange and interesting dreams that Joseph had, and his brother didn't like it at all. His brothers and his dad also didn't like the dreams that he had. Now, today we're going to read further about what happens to Joseph. And of course, we're reading out of the Bible, God's word, God speaking to us. And we're going to read from Genesis chapter 37, verses 12 to 28. Genesis chapter 37, verses 12 to 28. And we will read again from the New International Reader's Version, which can be found on the YouVersion app. Now, boys and girls, this is quite a long story, so I want you to try to listen very carefully. Maybe put your hands in your lap so you don't fiddle. Okay, here we go. Joseph's brothers had gone to take care of their father's flocks near Shechem. Israel, that is Jacob, said to Joseph, "As you know, your brothers are taking care of the flocks near Shechem. Come, I'm going to send them to you." "All right," Joseph replied. So Israel said to him, "Go to your brothers, see how they are doing. Also see how the flocks are doing. Then come back and tell me." So he sent him away from the Hebron Valley. Joseph arrived at Shechem. A man found him wandering around in the fields. He asked Joseph, "What are you looking for?" He replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are taking care of their flocks?" "They've moved on from here," the man answered. "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went to look for his brothers. He found them near Dothan, but they saw him a long way off. Before he reached them, they made plans to kill him. "Here comes that dreamer," they said to one another. "Come, let's kill him. Let's throw him into one of these empty wells. Let's say that a wild animal ate him up. Then we'll see whether his dreams will come true." Reuben heard them talking. He tried to save Joseph from them. "Let's not take his life," he said. "Don't spill any of his blood. Throw him into the empty well here in the desert, but don't harm him yourselves." Reuben said that to save Joseph from them. He was hoping he could take him back to his father. When Joseph came to his brothers, he was wearing his beautiful robe. They took it away from him, and they threw him into the well. The well was empty. There wasn't any water in it. Then they sat down to eat their meal. As they did, they saw some Ishmaelite traders coming from Gilead. Their camels were loaded with spices, lotion, and myrrh. They were on their way to take them down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain if we kill our brother and try to cover up what we've done? Come, let's sell him to these traders. Let's not harm him ourselves. After all, he's our brother. He's our own flesh and blood." Judah's brothers agreed with him. The traders from Midian came by. Joseph's brothers pulled him up out of the well. They sold him to the Ishmaelite traders for 8 ounces of silver. Then the traders took him to Egypt. Very, very interesting. So Joseph almost gets killed by his brothers, but then eventually he gets sold to these strange people, the Ishmaelite traders. And the Ishmaelite traders are on their way to Egypt. Now we're all wondering what will happen to Joseph, but we'll have to come back next week to hear that story. So, boys and girls, I want you to try to go look back at the story and try to remember. There are a few questions here. First question, why did Joseph's brothers want to kill him? Think a little bit about the dreams that he had as well. Then second question, which brother stopped them from killing Joseph? And then last question, what did the brothers do when they saw the Ishmaelite traders? Okay, boys and girls, so you'll have to listen up next week to hear what happens next to Joseph. That's all for today, boys and girls. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.